Hi, and welcome to Chain Reactions, a weekly live stream from Aixa XYZ, the leading global marketing network, and hosted by yours truly, Blake, and my co-host, Polina. Tune in each week as we jam on the latest happenings in the wild and wonderful world of Web3. We're live on Unlonely.app every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern, and release the pod every following week on Tuesdays. Now, let's talk Chain Reactions.
All right, everyone. Welcome. This is Chain Reactions, the weekly live stream and podcast brought to you by Aixa XYZ, where we bring on founders, heads of marketing, eco, and some just really awesome people from around the ecosystem to talk about all things crypto, Web3, just the latest stuff cooking up in the space. This is yours truly, Blake, co-founder of Aixa XYZ, along with Polina, our beautiful community lead. Exactly.
Hello.
And we're joined today by Aixa, who is friend, homie, and is currently on the ecosystem team at Sophon, which, by the way, they make incredible shirts. We're matching today. I picked mine up. Shout out to Iggy and the Sophon merch fan out at ECC. And I will say it is one of the most comfortable pieces of merch that I actually want to wear in public because it doesn't scream crypto. It just is cool. So with all that being said, welcome, Aixa. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm in Barcelona right now.
Woo! It's a vibe. Listen, Aixa, would love to just kind of dive straight into things because I think there's a lot to chat about. But we'd love to kick things off with, we always love to start to learn more about our guests, right? And what is your story? I think you actually just put out a really beautiful tweet about your journey through marketing and how you ended up to this place. So I think it's a perfect time for a bit of self-reflection. So can you tell the world a bit about, your journey, your career journey, and then more specifically how you ended up in crypto, and obviously now at Sophon? What was the journey to get to this point?
Yeah, I will start from the beginning. So I was having a lot of trouble knowing what I wanted to do with my life. And I watched Mad Men and I said like, okay, this is what I want to do. I know it sounds very silly, but it's the truth.
You're like, that Don Draper guy is really fucking cool.
I want to do this, not becoming an alcoholic, but want to do this. So I started studying in advertising at school. Everything was so great. It was the first time I was like, okay, like my crazy ideas can actually work for like make a job out of this. And I started working in advertising agencies, and it wasn't the same that at school. It was very much difficult, pretty much boring, and it was exhausting. We worked so many hours. So I started like changing that a little bit. And I have this conversation at Google, like they sent us for a training session there. And there were like few YouTubers saying to us, like, advertising agencies are not going to exist anymore. We're going to take your jobs and we're going to do everything because we are cheaper and we can do everything. And I was like, okay, maybe I should change jobs now. So I did.
I'm fucking out. I'm out.
Like, okay, maybe those 13-year-old kids are right. And they were, because right now they're superstars in Argentina. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to a marketing, like a digital marketing agency. And I started working there. But again, like I didn't like the culture in agencies. It's like too much. So I started like looking for different paths, and I started working in Web2 and different SaaS startups because I really like the whole process of like coming from an idea and seeing the brand growth. And then I had the opportunity to join a Web3 company. It was like an audit firm. It's very different from Sophon and for everything I did before. And I started really liking Web3, even though I was on board in Web3 because I started working remotely. And in Argentina, it's really difficult to get payments. So you need to know about crypto. You really need to know how to off-ramp. It's something that we need. It's not a choice you make. So I was using crypto, but never thought like, oh, I can work here. Because I thought like I will need a lot of technical background to do this. And everything was so different. But then I started saying like, okay, everything is much more similar. We're just like changing names and ways to do things. So I was like willing for a change, a new job, and everyone was telling me you need to have a personal brand. And I knew I needed a personal brand, but for me that was like posting in LinkedIn, like, oh, those are my 5 learnings about marketing. I didn't want to do that. So I was like, okay, I need to post in Twitter, but what do I post if I don't have like actually marketing experience in Web3? And a lot of people were saying like, oh, Web3 marketing is so difficult, so different from Web2 marketing. So I started tweeting, and in 3 months, I did what I did. All the followers I have is only for like 3-4 months. I went viral a few times. I was like, okay, this is pretty similar to advertising, because like for me, shit posting, it's advertising. It's the same. It's like having a lot of ideas and like making in a really small sentence can like show everything people is thinking, and being really close to what people is thinking and they don't know how to say it or they don't want to say it. So for me, it was pretty natural. And I should post it about Sophon once. When they were doing the detox in Dubai, I tweet something like, "Oh, men used to go to war, and now they were like matching ropes in Dubai," and that caused attention. And so after that, I decided to quit my job. I was like, I want something different. And Oscar, you contacted me because of the post I did about looking for a job, and now I'm here.
Amazing. And so you ship posted your way to the top. You worked your way
Pretty
to it.
much.
Yes, exactly. I own this like job to Twitter, 100%.
This is the beauty of Web3.
Yeah.
For someone who is starting out, and this is a bit like a sideline conversation from Sophon, you mentioned that you were, kind of lost in the beginning of like, what do you post about Web3 marketing if you don't know what to? What would you like suggest for someone on this journey? Like what was your kind of approach to it?
To me, it was pretty intuitive, I think. But I think you can plan it. What I will do is go to Twitter, see who are the people that's talking that they match more with what you think, and start like mixing their ideas. Like start thinking like, I agree with this, but I don't agree with that. And then it's all about format. Like you can go and see like menus to go to war, it's a format. Hot take, it's another format. So you convert that really works in something that actually speaks about you. And I will avoid copying others because that's boring. We all tell. So sometimes maybe something that works is like saying, I don't know about this. Like, I don't know, can you help me? I actually did that. I did a post like, I'm new here. I need to find my Web3 marketer friends. And that helped me a lot. I was like full of for really important people that I didn't know. So I think like being so authentic and saying like, hey, this is my new chapter. I don't know how to do it. This is what I know. This is what I don't know. I think that completely works. And being yourself, that's the most important thing. Brands in general are people. They have a ton of voice. They have their friends. They have their goals. So you're a person right now. You have your own personality, and someone will find it interesting. Well, that's what I said to myself when I tried to find a boyfriend.
And it worked. One like about Sophon. So can you give us a bit of a TLDR, like in 60 seconds or less? What is Sophon? And then like what is what do you do there?
Yeah, sure. So in Sophon, what we're trying to do is like all the data that we produce in the internet, we're trying to actually make the users be rewarded for that. We produce data every day, and there's a lot of companies and marketers that we use that, we buy that, but no one is rewarding actually the users for that. So that's what we're trying to do. And also, we have a really commitment to onboard new users into crypto, but in a different way. Because right now, most of the companies, what they're trying to do is like, okay, you want to come to crypto, you need to learn all this. And I don't know how you're going to do it because it's kind of difficult. And then you can use crypto. And we are trying to change that. To use Sophon, you just need a Google account. You can use X. You can use like everything you use every day. Because for us, like crypto should be the tech behind the things we use. It shouldn't be like something you need to learn. I mean, we all use products every day, and we are not actually talking or being concerned, what's the tech behind this? So we're trying to take a different approach, like making users want to use our products because it's easy, they get rewards, they get benefits out of it, just how we do in Web2, not like actually trying to make them into crypto. And for me, what I do, I work in ecosystems. So I'm the bridge between products, marketing, BD, trying to coordinate the efforts there, and mostly like working with the partners that we have in our ecosystem.
I'm curious on the whole, like going beyond crypto, right? And building it for the people outside, onboarding them into crypto more, making it invisible. How are you, like you mentioned how technically you're doing that, you're, you can use it through your Google account or through your X, but what is the, like, how do you get this in hands of more non-crypto people?
It's entertainment. we mostly use internet in general for entertainment. So I think if we can create experiences for the users that they really want to experience, they really want to go there to have entertainment, and they can even get reward about that, they're going to come into crypto. Not because they don't even need to know what the blockchain is. They don't even need to create a wallet. They only need to use the product as they use anything else, and then the blockchain will be something invisible. So what I think is more important is creating products that are attractive to everyone, and they can provide entertainment and value to the ones that want to use it.
I love this. And you know, especially for our listeners, and I think even for myself, because honestly, like I love Sophon. I love all the aura farming and the brand building you guys have been doing with the lore, right? But I think that has been a question that honestly has come up in conversations. Like, what is Sophon, right? They do a lot of cool things. And I guess what I'm really understanding here is that some, just using analogies, right? It's some combination of kind of like what Abstract is doing when it talks about consumer crypto and simplifying things, as well as maybe like Camp and Story in terms of like, is monetizing IP part of that narrative that you guys are focusing on? So it's kind of like at the intersection of simplifying crypto and blockchain for the mainstream, but also enabling people to monetize their IP. Is that like would you say that's a fair representation, or you tell me?
Yeah, I think that if you can be rewarded about with your information, the data, journeying in internet, everything you do, I think that's something that can be really game changer for everyone. Because right now, what we use, we are producing a lot of data. Nobody reads the terms and conditions. We all click like allow tracking to every app, and we don't know what happened with that. And we are not getting rewarded for that. That is really valuable. So I think consumer crypto is creating experiences for people that they don't need to know anything about crypto, and then can use it and also have the benefits of the blockchain that allow things like this, like CKTLS allow you to share your data in a privacy way. Nobody's going to know who you are, but we can share your data. You can be rewarded because of that. And at the same time, you can enjoy a game, gambling, lifestyle entertainment, whatever we can build. The possibilities are like a lot, and I think that's what is different for what we're building for the rest of the brands that are like trying to onboard new users.
I love it. I think we were it's a good vision, and it's honestly what we need, because I think it's Myson, we were ourselves like part of Seed Club, right? And I think consumer crypto was a narrative, I think a year or two ago, that I was super bullish on, but I think maybe it was just too early. Because the frank reality is a lot of consumer crypto apps that came out were frankly just like very gambling casino heavy, which, listen, we all love it. I love I'm in the trenches. Like, we have a meme coin fund even here at Myosin, and we trade and we have fun with it. But the reality is, I think most mainstream consumers, like you said, they just want to have fun. They want to be entertained. Not everything needs to be monetized, right? Like, I don't want to trade tokens with my friends, because that just creates weirdness, right? Of like, right? Although we've seen multiple iterations, we'll see if that ever takes off, right? But I guess with that question in mind, right, especially as someone who's working on the ecosystem team at Sophon, what is the Sophon ecosystem? What are the apps you're most excited about? What does that program look like? Is it early? There's a bunch of things that do you guys have theses? Like, how is that working for you guys right now? We'll love to dig in a little deeper there.
Well, we're always cooking, so of course you can expect new things.
Yeah.
Always. We have a better portal right now. That's how we have a lot of the ecosystem. You can go there and check some apps. I don't like to call it dApps, because I think that's a term that makes no sense. It's the same for me. It's an app.
It's an app. Just why do we gotta add the D to it? Just call it an app.
I don't know. Nobody knows how to pronounce it. It's dApp. It's the app. We don't know. So yeah, I think there's a few games that are interesting. We have a few launches coming, but I think the possibilities are endless. I would love to see something about health also in the ecosystem. I saw a few apps are like you can sleep and you can get reward because of the data you share. I think that's pretty attractive to everyone.
Sorry, not to conflict, but I have like a Kudus ring from like the Solana ecosystem in it, and I think like that's such an obvious use case, right? Where I think everyone's competing, and we need more of it. We need more apps, and we need more people competing for it. So
I think like we have CKTLS involved that to be it really, really simple. It's like I can prove that I have something. Like I can prove that I'm 30. I'm 30, by the way. And but I don't need
look at
to show you like my ID. So that's an easy way to say what CKTL is. So all the things we are using right now, they're not free. They're in exchange of our data. So what if we can share that without revealing actually our real identity, and we can get rewarded? So I think like health is a really good vertical, because right now we are using all things that are like can fix you right now. Like you can sleep better, you can drink more water, you can like smoke less, you can walk more, and all that. All those apps are not built because they really care about us, and they are not giving us for free. They're using our information. So what if we can reward the user for that? And then you can actually have like something to use it. Like maybe I won't drink my water, but if you pay me for doing it, maybe I will. And then, and at the same time, you can even change your habits, and you can gamify that, make it actually more interesting, and like being actually the owner of your own data and knowing who you are sharing with and for what.
So I want to talk a bit about what you're doing on CT now. The whole, to me, Sophon comes across more like a lifestyle brand in a way, with all the merch and the video content, and it's cool and all. But at the end of the day, Sophon is infrastructure, right? And I listened to some interviews from Oscari, the lead, right, the marketing lead, and he mentioned that you guys are studying, big Web2 brands who build culture, like Red Bull and Gymshark and whatnot. So I'm curious, if you were to name a Web2 brand that you take a lot of inspiration from, as like what would be the Web2 equivalent of Sophon in a way, like who you're trying to be?
I think Apple is a good example, because at the end, tech, but at the same time, it's beautiful, it's accessible in terms of like what you can go and get an iPhone everywhere. And I think they're making our life simpler. You have a lot of cool apps there. You have a really beautiful UX. So I think that's a good example we would like to copy in terms of example UX. That I don't know. Oh, does this work? Oh, yeah, your first time.
Yeah.
I think it's a good example of how you can make something that is pretty technical, but at the same time make it easier for everyone and beautiful. And I'm saying in Web3, we need to improve our UX for sure. Like everything, it's really difficult right now. It doesn't look good. And I really believe in the powerful of like beautiful things. And I know sometimes it's confusing, like, okay, you're talking too much about aura, you're talking too much about lifestyle. But if we go to Web2 or brands in general, nobody's actually selling us a product. Even like Coca-Cola, which is an example that I love, because when someone says like, oh, this brand is so good, they don't need marketing. Well, Coca-Cola needs marketing, and they still doing it. Like, I don't know how many years they're still running. And they never talk about the flavor. They never talk about the bubbles or whatever, the size of the bottle. They talk about happiness. So that's how they related the products with the people. Because the best thing you can do as a marketer is generate emotions. Like people will remember you if you make them laugh, if you make them cry, if you make them part of your actual life. If you only talk about tech, nobody's gonna remember. I really prefer saying like, oh, Sophon is aura. But when they see something that is like aura forming, they will remember us. Where that when they read about the elastic change, because how many will do that? I prefer they to say like, oh, is the aura changed? And they, I didn't hear you. Sorry,
Like you were muted, I think.
you're mute.
No, I can't hear you. Can't hear you. The mic died.
Yeah,
one thing, yeah.
it's like I prefer having an emotional connection with the users, and then we can onboard them, rather than only talking about the product, because it's not what web2 brands do. If you think about Nike, you don't think about sneakers, you think about just do it.
Yeah, I love that Sophon equals aura. Like whenever I think about aura these days, I think of Sophon, so it's definitely working. But I am like a crypto native, right? So one thing, and there are two things here. So the first thing that I would like to focus on is the whole, association building per se. I think everybody wants that these days. Like, what is your, like, Sophon is aura. And I'm curious, how did you land on this? Is it like because of the logo? It's this kind of, like, where did it come from, basically? And the emojis with brackets and stuff.
I'm pretty new to know the whole story. But I think that we always talk about lifestyle, because at the end, if we are talking about consumer crypto, we need to talk about what people is doing in their lives. So I think that's the best association we can have. And also, I think what makes Sophon have a lot of aura is like we really take care of details. Every video that we launch, it has a beautiful art direction. It has a storytelling. So I think that's what's differentiating us now from the rest of Web3 marketing, because everyone's talking about the tech. They're only focused on CT. We have projects, of course, that's expanding out of CT. Of course, it's not easy for any brand, but I think if we really want to onboard new users, we need to go there. And as a marketer, even this is what I did for my personal brand, because when I started like shit posting, a lot of people will say like, "Oh, you need to add value." Like, okay, so having attention is not adding value, you know? Like,
Yeah.
oh, you will shit post. And I think right now, attention, it's a really important currency, because we are like pumped for information everywhere. Every app that you open, they're trying to sell you something. It's normal. I mean, it's what we all do. But if you are able to like get the attention of someone, then I can like I start shit posting, and then I start saying like, hey, I need a job now, and now I can talk about Sophon because I got the attention first. So I think that's something that is also something that is important for brands to do. It's not only about talking about the product. We need to stop believing like, oh, the product will market itself, because that's not true.
No, that's for sure. One thing is also something that I wanted to cover is, going mainstream, going beyond crypto. Like, is the plan for Sophon to really, help and lean into the products that are built within ecosystem to go beyond, crypto, or is it the Sophon brand itself? Like, what is the plan there?
I think we need our partners, of course, to do that. I think that every project that we work with should help us in the path of going outside of crypto Twitter. And also I think creators are really important for that, because at the end, who's going to spread the word are the creators. And actually it's pretty interesting to see that there is a lot of people creating content about Sophon, creating content about Aura, and Sophon can fix you, and turning their life into a video because of that. And I think that being inspiring as a brand and making people do that, that's the best way we can spread the word about Sophon and about how to onboard users into crypto without talking about the tech, without talking about different things. I think all of us, when we see something cool, first like, oh, I want this product. I don't even know what it is, but I love how it looks, or I want to be part of this. So marketing at the end of the day, it's like human psychology, and I think that's even more important that that explaining like, oh no, this an L2, but it's a little bit different because this is better. At the end, nobody cares. They care about the actual experience, that what they can do with the product, know how it's built. So I think that's something that needs to change the narrative in all the Web2 products.
Yeah, that's fair. One thing is, I lost my train of thought. Sorry. I really love, the videos that you guys are curating for X, but they are just on X right now, right? Is the goal with them to go and, launch on Instagram, on TikTok, or have long form YouTube? Like, what are you as a, brand? What are the next steps for you to get Sophon into the mainstream and really like abstract yourself from?
For sure we're going to explore more traditional channels. I think TikTok is a really good way. I mean, it's pretty different from Instagram. I think if you ask me right now, the content we're generating will probably perform better on Instagram because of like the curation, the art direction, the storytelling. But I think TikTok is really interesting. I know it's not available in all countries, but I think the algo on TikTok is really interesting. And also a lot of people use it for like searching things, like they use it as Google, me myself. So of course we're gonna go off after like for channels for sure. And I think when we are ready, we should definitely explore more traditional channels, even for advertisement.
And just chiming in here, sorry guys, I had some technical difficulties, but I'm back, and I think my mics. I've been trying to just real quick. I've been trying to use these wireless mics while I've been on the road. It's not working. So we got our good old trusty wired mic back.
But I would love to better understand, Aixa, like, again, I love this conversation, right? Because I think it's such an important one that people have been talking about for a long time. And it feels like very few people have actually actioned on. But, you know, I was actually just digging around on your site, like Petopia, really interesting game. It's actually on the App Store, right? It can reach mainstream audiences. But as I was kind of digging around, I was thinking about, would you say right now that like most of your audience is still very crypto native, or how are you guys? Yeah, and I guess it ties back to the TikTok, Instagram thing eventually, right? Of when, how you eventually plan. But I'm assuming it's in the roadmap. It's just you got to build up the infra and get more projects onboarded first to start bringing more mainstream, I guess, like normies into this world. But would be curious to learn more. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like having variety of products in the ecosystem will help that. Sometimes it's very difficult to find products that are already made because I think it's pretty normal in a new industry that everyone's focusing on the same. We have like a lot of products about gaming, a lot of products about casinos, but I see that there's been a few changes. I see some really interesting products about lifestyle, about art, also for creators, for artists, for art collectors. We also have a product about that that's going to be launched on Sophon soon. I think also AI is something really interesting. Released like the Grok AI companion a few days ago. I think like when we have
Oh my
more
God, the Grok waifu.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
I think
crazy.
it's really interesting. Again, a really good way to have more data about you because you're gonna share
Yeah.
all your secrets there. So, and actually, AI companions they have a really good retention of users because people actually use it when they get engaged. I mean, you're not gonna stop talking to your waifu for 2 months, right? You're gonna keep the conversation warm.
You compare AI companion to a wife. That's it.
For some, for
We're
a lot of
cooked.
incels, yeah, and for a lot of men, it might be. Yeah.
So
I feel like I've already seen on the past couple days, like just some content of like guys who are like deep in it already. Like this, there are movies made about it, right? Remember Her with Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett
Yeah.
Johansson, and like, it's not crazy. I don't know. But here's a quick side note, and I think Aisha, this ties to a different group chat that you and I are in. But like, I've seen a note where someone was like, actually, it's kind of bullish potentially, only in the sense that like the optimistic case for waifu AI waifus, which there should be more on Sophon. I'm excited to see that one day, and whoever's building this should go talk to them. But I guess the bull case or the optimistic point of view on that would be that men, through talking to these AI companions, will learn how to talk to women hopefully better, which then will allow them to upgrade to talk to real women. That's the optimistic case. There's another side of it too, right? But who knows?
well, that's really interesting. Like, if we can build that on Sophon, then Sophon can fix you for real.
Sophon can actually fix you.
Yeah, I think that I hope that will be more for the crypto native audience that they need to know how to flirt a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I think that's something really useful. There you have a case study.
Date training. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I hope that Web3 right now will focus more on things we actually do in our life, like actually trying to use the tech for something that we actually do every day. I saw a lot of new apps about health, like tracking your health in general, and being able to use CKTLS to share your information but reward you at the same time. I think that's one of the case studies that actually excites me more. I think that can also go under like the Sophon can fix your narrative. And I think when we have more products, and of course, we'll help our partners to achieve those goals and create more things for a different audience. Because right now, what I see is like uh, crypto, it's creating for crypto people there we are talking to with all the jargon, all the lore in the city, and that's not the way we're going to be expand to the rest of the industry. And I think also like maybe some people they don't want to break the bubble, they want to keep this niche because there is a lot of like they want to monetize things but only to have an actual they have the reward. But I'm sure that every industry grows when it goes mainstream, and I hope we are prepared for that, and we are ready to talk about consumer crypto in the real life basis.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, Pauline, if you
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to iterate on like how many new brands are hyper focused on Twitter, but I think that probably goes from, you know, the need to have a token at some point, and you know, it's probably pushed by some of the like ecosystems or investors or things like that. But the products that are, you know, reached to an extent mass adoption, or they had nothing to do with like, you know, Galaxy, Zilly Quest, and whatever. Like, think about, you know, in gaming, it's Gonzilla. They launched the game. I forgot how it was called. The game that went off the grid game, right? It like trended in for a week or so, all through Web2 streamers. When it comes to rewards, there's Try Your Best, UIB, also blockchain. Like no word of blockchain in it, purely on Instagram. So yeah, I think we're coming back every week to this conversation of like, why are we so stuck in our little crypto pool? And I feel like every week I see more and more like even creators, like you mentioned, they would be a driving force, more and more going on like TikTok and Instagram, and they're playing this Trojan horse game. So
I think it's I'm just like reflecting, and Aixa would love to hear your point of view on this, but I think like the challenge has been like it's misaligned incentives, right? And I think Polina, you alluded to it, which is like and just like immaturity maybe of like the ecosystem and like the people building maybe is the you know, a lot of these chains or ecosystems are funded by investors who obviously like tokens, and getting an exit is one thing, but like as someone who came from like traditional venture, right? Like you're expecting time horizons of like at least 6 to 10 years, right, for these companies to really get to maturity. But in crypto, everything's so hyper accelerated that you're just like, I want token within the next 2 months to moon, and I want a giant exit. So everything becomes hyper financialized because, to be frank, yeah, money is the thing that motivates people to act and participate. But it's also not sustainable, as we're seeing with different, I won't name any names, right? But different ecosystems where, you know, they TGE, the token pumps, and then it dumps, and then everyone leaves and the TVL goes somewhere else. Whereas building things like consumer crypto or like consumer apps that people actually want to use require to actually make things fun. Which is an interesting and entertaining, which is a lot harder to do, I think, because you can't just rely on monetary rewards. You have to rely on actually making a good product. But in the end, I think I am at least like bullish that, and then also the technology wasn't good enough for a long time, right? Like, let's be honest, like ETH was too slow. L2s were getting there for a couple of years, but even then they weren't fast enough. Now we're getting to the point where I think the EVM ecosystem and the L2s are fast enough, private enough, interesting enough that they're catching up with like the speed of Solana and others. But I don't know. We'll see. But excited to see what Sophon brings to the table, because I think looking at some of the ecosystem and what's coming there, it seems promising. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that what you mentioned about like everything being so hyped and so immediately, that's a problem that we have right now. I think we should think about more long term. Most of the marketing narratives of most, like a lot of brands, are only for the short term. And I mean, that makes sense because when you work in crypto, you know, everything is like can be good today and really bad tomorrow. You never know if you're going to wake up and all the charts are going to be red and we need to change everything again. But I think something that will be good for some brands, again, is thinking more about Web2 brands. Like you need to have revenue, maybe. Maybe you need to take your token as like a share of the company, not only the main products. And of course, there is a lot of like pressure when you ask like, oh, why are you only focused on CT? It's because I don't know, there is a VC that wants you to have that amount of followers to list you or things like that. But I think I never
Oh, if I can
saw.
just chime in on that, the amount of times we've had like, you know, potential clients or leads come to us and be like, and Polina's heard this, I've heard this, and we've all heard this. Everyone's just like, I need my followers to go to 100,000, or I need mind share, so their VCs can feel good. It's the most absurd
I tweeted
thing.
about this the other day,
Yeah, you tweeted
and I
about
think
this, yeah.
Dapper then commented like, people still ask for followers. Like, you would be
Oh, every other day. It's
surprised.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. And for me, it's crazy when the ones asking for the followers, they then don't see that they are bots. Because for a marketer, it's really obvious, but they don't get it. They're like, oh yeah, 100 followers, we're fine. And when I used to work in Web2, I tried to explain to my clients, like, followers are like friends. You really need real friends. If you pay to them, they're not going to be there for you. They're not going to listen to you. They're not going to follow you on every product you launch. That I think we need to think about more long term, which is pretty difficult because everything changes every time. I'm not saying like, oh, it's so easy, just do it. But also I think it's interesting, like what happened with stable coins like USDC. Like, they were not on crypto Twitter. They have a really actual case study, like people actually use stable coins, like people see an actually case study there, and now they're showing the lore of crypto Twitter, which I think it's really interesting to watch. Like they should have, I don't know when they created the City account, like a few months ago, maybe even not even so many months. So I think you can do both. As any industry, like all the industries have their niche and their conversations, and they have like a specific place you go and talk about really specific stuff. But I think we need to change the narrative a little bit more and try to explain what we're doing to the rest of the world without using so much jargon. We're using so much technical terms. If I need to understand how to use your product, then maybe it's not me that I don't know about the tech. Maybe that should be easier.
No, Aixa, you don't understand. We're built on a layer 2 and our TPS is this, and we use this technology and we have all these features. It's amazing. Why don't you get it? Like, come on.
You get it, you get it.
Come on. You're just
she's like, it's not me, it's you.
Exactly.
When it comes to like the content that you guys are doing, I'm curious, I think it's every marketer's dream to be given the freedom to create and do all these cool concepts like you did with the jacket, right? Or just generally the cool videos. I'm curious, maybe you weren't on the team like before them, but you tell me like how was that born, and was there like a lot of pushback, or it was always kind of like the way that you wanted to go with the whole lifestyle thing?
This is a really interesting question because I've been working in advertising marketing for like 11 years. I started pretty young. And it's the first time in my life that I feel like I have freedom.
We like this.
Exciting.
It's that when I used to work in advertising agencies, you have this really cool idea, and then all the process to the actual idea, your idea doesn't exist anymore. And it's not always about budget. Sometimes it's about like, oh no, this is too risky, or the legal team say this, or maybe the people that is giving you feedback, they don't know about advertising. They're like, I don't know, someone for finance for the company. And I think we are able to do what we're doing because Seb, the CEO, and Oskari, the CMO, they really let us do things with freedom. They really let us explore. They understand how marketing works. They trust us, and they let us explore, and they really give us the resources to do it. I think
shout out to them. That's incredible. Because I will say, again, not naming any names, so we've talked to some friends at other chains, and it's crazy the amount of bureaucracy that some people have to jump through just to get resources from their own teams and leadership. Because for many reasons, there's a lot of bureaucracy. There's a lot of things that we don't talk about maybe in public that it's restrictive, right? That's not good management. Empowering your team, trusting them to do good work is so important. It feels like you guys have been crushing it in a lot of ways. So shout out to you guys.
Yeah, actually, like I will give you a personal life example. I wasn't allowed in some brands that I work to handle Twitter. Like, no, you should not handle Twitter. Like, let the founder do this. And I was like, but I know how to do social media. So when I started doing my personal brand, I was like, look at the numbers. Like, I'm good at this. I've been studying this for ages. And I think the main problem of that is like not trusting the person you hired. It's not your marketing team. So I think creativity needs a freedom. And I think it's not only about the results, because probably we can mess up sometime. We can fail. Marketing. I mean,
being comfortable and iterating is so important, right?
Yeah. Experimentation is how you find what sticks at the end of the day.
And also, if you want to do things differently, you need to explore. Because if it's very easy, right? It's like we're gonna copy this strategy that already worked, and that's it. But I think in Sophon, creativity is something that is really valuable. And also, like, we have good leaders, and they let us explore, and they give us like the resources, and we can. It feels like a game. I mean, the commercials that we record for ETC, we had a lot
So
of
good.
fun. We had a lot of fun, and there's a lot of things that were planned, and there was a lot of things that no. Like we were like, oh, what if we change this right now? And I think it was like at work saying like, okay, we're gonna do this, and they're gonna do that, and also like working with really good professionals. I mean, Miggy is really good in social media. For that commercial, we work with Louis, that is amazing at what he does. So I
Shout out
think
to Louis and Miggy. Yeah,
we all
my
love
homies.
Louis.
Yeah.
Louis is actually changing a lot how we see video creators. He will need to, I don't know, have 5 more Louis, because right now everyone wants to
You can
record
just do things, right? Isn't that incredible? Like Louis is just like, he started this whole like meta of like brand marketing, lifestyle. It matters, right? It just took one person to come in and start making that content. Anyways, as you're saying, Aixa, sorry.
Yeah, actually, Louis started like recording videos like a few months ago, which is impressive for me. As I started posting a few months ago, as Miggy went viral in CT also a few months ago. So I think we are seeing a change here, and I hope everyone is prepared for this.
Crossed.
Because
We
I
need
think
more content creators.
we are showing that you can make Web3 fun, you know? We record a commercial like talking about changing the merch, and it actually worked. Look at Blake Louis like actually using our t-shirt right now, because it doesn't look like a pajama, you know, it looks like something cool. So I don't know why we're still doing things so boring. I think we were trying to copy everyone, so I prefer brands trying to do something different and being cringe. Maybe like Solana when they tried to do that ad that was really
Oh my god,
the one that deleted.
That was so. Yeah, they that was a tough one.
I prefer exploring things, you know?
Yeah.
At least they made us talk about a lot of things.
They tried. They gave it a shot. They maybe went. They like touched some holy things that they maybe shouldn't have touched, but they tried.
So much, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe they should call the legal team before.
But I'm curious also with the
sorry,
lifestyle content. You mentioned that it was like a commercial, right? For your guys' activations. Is there like plan in the future to have it this sort of like campaign style lifestyle campaigns? Like lifestyle campaigns, or you guys are looking more towards having like some sort of ongoing content series? So what to expect.
I think a good example of that, Miggy went to the Paris Fashion Week, and I think I'm kind of sure that was the first time a Web3 brand joins a fashion event. He were there wearing the jacket, and I think that's a good example of how we created experience that has an actual one-on-one jacket that is like really beautiful, really luxury, really good made. Also, I would wear it. And then he went to a fashion event that's not related to crypto at all, and how we start talking about crypto there, because you can join our leaderboard, you can bet for the wallet, for the jacket, you can actually bandit won it, and so you can actually like use the blockchain for that in a really simple way, because you don't even need it to connect with your wallet. It was pretty more simple. So I think we are showing how an experience of like competing for a collectible that you want, but at the same time something that is fashion. We are not like, I don't know, giving away a ledger there's only, okay, this is gonna interest only degens that they need a ledger. Like everyone can do that. So if you go there, you see the jacket and someone tells you can have it, and this is what you need to do. You're being on board crypto in 2 minutes for something that it's fun. It's like having a jacket that is only one that exists in the world. And so I think that's where lifestyle and real life experiences merge with what we can build because of the tech that we have. So yeah, for sure you can expect to have like more of that kind of activations. And me personally, I would love to work with some really big Web2 brands because I think in the past, most of the brands had like the bad experience when they go to a blockchain and they ask for help to be on chain, and the only thing they cannot provide is like, oh, I can launch a token for you, or I can make you these 2 boring NFTs. And there is way more possibilities and what you can do to actually onboard brands into on chain.
And the loyalty programs. You forgot about the loyalty programs that nobody used.
Real quick,
validation thing.
I do want to flag, we are starting to come up on time, but I would love to leave this off this, and then Paulina, by the way, obviously like chime in. But I have a fun question off the script, but talking about all these interesting marketing activations, going to Paris Fashion Week, doing the jacket and the bidding system, which is really sick, by the way. Like part of my lore, I had a menswear brand back in the day, so I love fashion. I love anything related. We'll love to get more Sophon merch as that comes.
Well-dressed person in Web3, we all know that.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Well, you're beautiful as well, But I want to ask a question, which is, and you just kind of alluded to it. If your CMO comes in and says, Aixa, you have all the budget in the world to get fucking weird with it, do whatever the hell you want, what would be your like dream marketing activation for Sophon? Yeah.
Wow. I hope that happens.
This is your opportunity. This is your pitch.
I think I will go with a luxury brand for sure.
Yes.
Because I see some similarities. Like buying a Birkin, for example, is an investment. They have like retail actually profit in the future.
Yeah, so, just like an index. It's crazy. Yeah.
Crazy. So I think like Labubus, for example, right now for me are the real life NFTs because we have the rare ones. You don't know what you're gonna get. We want to collect them, and in the future, I'm sure they're gonna worth more money. And so I think I will go with a luxurious brand for sure, trying to actually use that lifestyle and everything we can do with the blockchain for like the luxurious brand with Sophon, because I think right now we are the only Web3 brand that can afford working with a brand like that, not in money terms, in actually like creativity, like the quality of our marketing. So I would love us to be the first brand that does that, and that we can create something that is actually valuable for them, and not only like, oh, this product bag was validated for the blockchain. Like, who cares?
Actually, I think Keith would be like a good, like I can see your jacket in like Keith brand. Yeah.
You'd say that. Running fight. Someone go talk to him.
I would love Sophon to have some, as we have the jacket, I would love to have like a bag or something like that. And actually like make people proud. Like actually Apple, I think so many years ago, they used to have like a collection of clothes that people will wear proudly. So right now, if you think like you go to, I don't know, H&M that has a lot of like stamps about everything, there's no more tech anymore because tech is not funny right now. It's not cool. It's worrying. So I think if we can make tech cool again, and we can like make people wanted to wear Sophon clothes because it's cool, it's the future. Because for me, Web3 is the future. I'm sure about that. But we need to make it cool again, because all the good things are not only because the tech is good and there is useful. It's also because a lot of people believe in it and they have a dream and they make it true. So I think that's very important as well for a brand. You should
believe in Sophon. Sophon can fix you. That was beautiful. That's a great way to end things. We should jump to rapid fire questions, I think, as we're coming up on time. I want to be respectful of that. Do you want to ask Paulina, or should I? Or should we go back and forth? You tell me.
Let's go back and forth, maybe.
All right, kick it off.
I can. So the first one is, what is the most underrated marketing tactic in Web3 right now?
Video content.
Agreed. All right. Most overrated.
KOL activations.
Yes. Agreed.
Which brands or projects are crushing it now that are not Sophon?
Uniswap.
Can you elaborate?
The activation was...
Activations, really good. Even they have like the thing that you can open the cards that is related to how we unbox things. The branding is beautiful. I love the activation thing. That was really cool. And the merch, I think it's amazing too. I love how Uniswap is working, and they are actually building a really good product that everyone uses and it's useful and it works perfectly fine. So I shout out to them.
To surface, that was a permissionless pop-up right? It was a drinks and merch stand and like a cafe in a way. So
they've been doing this
just for
Uniswap
context.
cafe concept all over. Yeah, because I went to one in New York, and I know the one in Mexico City went really well, and it sounds.
Yeah,
And I think it's all in house, which is impressive too.
it's
Yeah.
impressive. Actually, I called my friends like, if you're in New York, get me some merch for Uniswap because I love it. And also, I saw some stories like actual people that were walking by, they were like interested in what's going on, and they can
Yeah.
also onboard some people there. So
I love it. And then the last one, this is one of my favorites. I say it all the time. Is we've asked every guest. We've been doing this podcast in various forms for a couple of years now. We've asked every guest this, but it's looking back at the past year or so. What are your biggest professional learnings as a marketer? Like more, it's like more professional reflection. Yeah.
Yeah, I think having a personal brand is way more important than you think, and it's way more easy to create than you think.
Yeah.
And that you should work in a place that lets you be yourself. Because when you start having a personal brand, you're gonna have way more exposure, and everything that you think, people can go to CTE or whatever the platform you're using, and they can read it. So you need to work for a brand that will see that as a leverage, that they will actually push you to do more and to be good with your personal brand, and they will see the value of you having a voice rather than the brands that or the companies that want to like censor you, because that happens a lot. I have a lot of friends that they have CT accounts and they work for brands saying like, oh, you should not post this, you shouldn't say that. And in my case, it's different. It's pretty different. I can even make jokes about the logo of Sophon looking like a Latina booty, and everyone's
Well, there we go. Now that I see it, I can't unsee it. I'm just staring at the.
Wear that
Beautiful.
t-shirt proud.
Make that t-shirt proud. Rep the Latinas proudly. Shout out to Latina Cartel. Okay. All right. So I think that's everything here. The final thing, Aixa, will be would love to. This is your opportunity to show. Well, actually, it's two things. Is there anything exciting coming up that people should be thinking about, keeping an eye out for? I don't know, any interesting developments coming up? And then just show yourself. How can people find you? How can they find Sophon? Is there anything they should be doing? Should they go play around with the app? Should they be applying to build on Sophon? What are the things? What's the call to action? You tell us.
Sure.
Yeah.
So about Sophon, yes, we're always cooking new things. So you should stay tuned. And also because if you follow Sophon on Twitter, you're gonna have fun. It's not that we all get only at work talk about like, oh, this change that we make in the infra. You can see some cool videos. You can even like we teach people how to bridge in a really cool way. So yeah, you should follow us, and you should follow me, of course, too, because I'm funny. What else you want? And yeah, I think everyone can explore Sophon right now. It's a better portal, but you can also have some badges. I know everyone loves badges and winning things, so I think that's something you can explore right now. And yep, of course, always stay tuned because there's a lot of things coming up, and we have more events this year as well. So maybe we are cooking something interesting for that, and maybe we'll have some cool merch. And as the last time, if you were like following Sophon, seeing where the ban was for the merch swap, maybe you're gonna miss it. Like Blake, like run under the sun for like 10 kilometers for this t-shirt, you know?
Yeah, I was thirsting after that, so I'm very lucky. Are you guys gonna be in Korea, by the way? Are you gonna be in Seoul? Is that?
I don't know, maybe.
Okay, I don't know. All right, we'll find out. Well, I hope to see you guys there. I think there's a lot of aura farming we could do out there together. So let's see.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay. All right. Well, unless there's anything else, Aixa, this has been a really fun conversation. I feel like I learned so much about Sophon. I feel like we had some really great insights on kind of like brand marketing, I think, and the importance of, how you can, beyond the meme, right? Like, why is aura farming important, and why is it important to help people understand and go beyond the jargon? And I think you guys are crushing it. I'm super bullish, and I'm grateful you came on. So thanks so much.
I'm really happy to be here. It's always so nice to talk with you. And I also love Myosin. Myosin was my house when I was looking for a new role, and the quality of the people and the quality of what you guys do. So, of course, I recommend that everyone that is looking for some agency for doing marketing, I highly recommend Myosin. I will put my hands on fire for Myosin. So that's important for me to say as well.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
You're always part of the fam. You're always welcome. So appreciate you.
For a family.
All right. And so with that, thanks so much. Much love from Sophon. Much love from Myosin. And thank you to everyone listening. We'll see you online, and have a good one. I'll talk to you soon. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao,
Ciao.
amigos. Nice.